Good morning, folks. It's about 5 in the morning. We're getting ready for men's breakfast here at church, but I wanted to talk to you people who are on the safety security team, ushers, greeters, and so on. Have you guys talked together and trained on how to handle situations in regards to crowd control and well-intentioned people inserting themselves into your situation? Now, a couple Sundays ago, down in that area down below, we had a lady who unfortunately suffered some type of mental illness, mental emotional breakdown, and it got really loud and disruptive to the point where, because in Michigan it's against the law to become disruptive and to interfere with a religious ceremony, we ended up calling the police to get them started. An individual came out of the sanctuary who was very, very offended and upset that she was loud, disruptive, and using foul language, that he began to bark at her. And of course, she started to respond and react to him. Fortunately, we had some people in place to move him along before that got any worse. And then we had some people kind of approach, 2 or 3 people approach and wanted to loudly pray at and for this woman, which unfortunately wasn't having the calming effect that I know they were hoping for. Well-intentioned, but it wasn't really helping the situation. They got shooed along. But then there was this one individual who had inserted himself into the situation. We didn't know who he was. He had not communicated with us his name, his identity, or anything like that. He was just there. And then he went hands-on with this lady. Now, everything did work out. Everyone went home safe. Nothing got broken. The police arrived soon after and escorted the lady away and got her the help she needed. However, can you see the exponential increase in liability and risk of people getting hurt and so on when someone goes hands-on? Now, here's the thing. It turns out the guy was an off-duty cop. But again, that doesn't change the fact that in the moment, he's a stranger. He hasn't trained with us. He hasn't talked to us. There's no coordination. That, in anyone who's ever dealt in small team tactics, that is a recipe for disaster. Folks, there are going to be well-intentioned people who are going to try to insert themselves because of their background, their training, or whatever. Let them know you've got everything under control. A few years ago, we had a medical incident during service, and a whole lot of people, doctors, nurses, physicians, assistants, everyone jumped up out of their pews to assist. And we have medical experts on staff, nurses, doctors, and so on. And in retrospect, as we did our after-action review of that incident, it occurred to us, hey, reassure people that we got everything under control and just focus on assisting the person in need and all that. But crowd control, folks, when I went around talking to the ushers and greeters and everyone who's involved in this incident, the number one thing they said that they would try to do better is crowd control. Now, granted, it was at the end of second service. There was not a lot of people in this area right here, but there was enough that some people got drawn to, like a moth to flame, to where all this drama and excitement was going on with the lady getting loud and so on. So folks, talk among yourselves, consider how you're going to handle a situation with well-intentioned people, and how are you going to handle a situation with someone who inserts themselves into your situation, running the risk of an escalation.